Every hidden origin One Piece stole from Journey to the West explained. Eiichiro Oda didn't just reference Journey to the West, he rewrote it. Every arc, every power, every crew member is a piece of the oldest adventure story ever told, and you've been reading a 16th century Chinese epic this entire time without knowing it. The Monkey King, Luffy and Hanuman. Soon, Wukong wasn't born. He exploded out of a stone egg that absorbed the power of the sun for centuries. In Hindu mythology, Hanuman, the original monkey god, saw the sun rising and thought it was a giant piece of fruit. So he leapt into the heavens and tried to swallow it whole. The king of the gods had to strike him down with a thunderbolt to stop him from eating the source of all light. Luffy is the sun god Nika. He didn't just gain the power, he devoured the divinity itself, exactly like Hanuman tried to devour the sun. His hunger isn't a personality trait, it's part of the ancient myth pattern. Hanuman's punishment was that his jaw was broken and he forgot his own power. Luffy's punishment was that his devil fruit was hidden from him. The world government erased it from history for 800 years. Wukong had the 72 earthly transformations. His body could shift into anything. Luffy has the gears. Gear 2 speeds him up. Gear 3 makes him giant. Gear 4 reshapes his muscles. Gear 5, pure imagination made flesh, exactly like Wukong bending reality itself. The D-clan isn't just a letter. Monkey isn't just Luffy's last name. It's the bloodline of chaos. Garp, Dragon, Luffy, all of them reject the rules of the world. Wukong was called the Great Sage equal to heaven because he refused to bow. Luffy screams, "I'm gonna be king of the pirates" for the same reason. They are the same kind of rebel, separated by 400 years. Gear 5 is Hanuman remembering. It's Wukong breaking free. It's the sun rising again. The magic staff. Nami. The Ruyi Jingubong is the most famous weapon in Asian mythology. It weighs 17,550 pounds, shrinks to the size of a needle, and can grow large enough to hold up the sky. Wukong stole it from the Dragon King of the East Sea. It was the pillar that held back the tides and controlled the weather itself. Oda didn't give the staff to Luffy. He gave it to Nami. The Climatact changes size. It controls weather. It manipulates storms, lightning, and rain. Nami doesn't just navigate, she commands the sea, exactly like Wukong's staff commanded the ocean currents. In One Piece, the Ryugu Kingdom sits at the bottom of the sea, ruled by Neptune, the Sea King. Just like the Dragon King's palace, it holds ancient treasures, poneglyphs, the Void Century, Joy Boy's apology. Nami doesn't steal a staff from this palace, but she inherits the role of the weapon. She becomes the one who controls the weather and the tides, and when Nami rides Zeus, Big Mom's thundercloud, she becomes the image of Wukong riding the somersault cloud. The body went to Luffy, the weapon went to Nami. It's as if Oda split the Monkey King in half. The Dragon Horse, Momonosuke. In Journey to the West, the White Dragon Horse, Bai Lungma, was a dragon prince transformed into a horse as punishment. His job wasn't to fight, it was to carry the monk across the world to retrieve the sacred scriptures. He was the steed, the burden bearer. Momonosuke is a pink dragon, a coward, a crying child who didn't want this destiny. But in the final battle of Wano, he transforms into a massive dragon and carries Luffy on his back up to the rooftop of Onigashima to face Kaido. That is the White Dragon Horse. That is the myth fulfilled. Momo didn't need to fight. He needed to carry the sun god to his battle. In the original myth, Bai Lungma rarely spoke. He carried the monk in silence, accepting his punishment with dignity. Momonosuke cries, screams, and complains the entire way. But when the moment comes, he rises. He sheds his fear and becomes the dragon his father always believed he could be. The script was written 500 years ago, and Oda seems to be echoing it beat for beat. The water demon, Jimbe. Sha Wujing, the sand monk, was a former general of heaven who was banished and became a river demon. He lived in the flowing sands river, killing travelers, but when he joined the journey to the west, he became the calm voice, the rational one, the steady hand in a group of chaos. Jimbe is the knight of the sea, a fishman, a former warlord who lived in the deep, controlling the currents. He is water personified, and when he joins the Straw Hats, he becomes the anchor, the one who talks Luffy down, the one who steadies the ship. Sha Wujing carried the luggage without question. Jimbe steers the Sunny through chaos, never arguing with Luffy's reckless decisions, making sure the ship doesn't sink. It's like the myth recreated the water demon. Oda gave us a helmsman, and here's the perfect detail. Jimbe is the one born to save Luffy from the sea. Devil fruit users sink. They drown. They are rejected by the ocean, but Jimbe is of the ocean. He dives in, pulls Luffy out, and brings him back to the surface. The water demon saves the Monkey King from the one thing that can kill him. That isn't just luck. It is the ancient legend surfacing again. But this next connection goes deeper than symbolism. The Peaches of Immortality, devil fruits. In the heavenly garden, there were peach trees that bloomed once every 3,000 years. Eating one granted immortality. Wukong broke into the garden, ate every single peach, and became unkillable. The gods couldn't destroy him because he'd consumed immortality itself. Devil fruits have swirl patterns. So do the Pan Tawu peaches in Chinese art. These aren't normal fruits. They grant impossible powers at the cost of the sea, the source of life. The Ope Ope no Mi has the perennial youth operation. It grants literal immortality at the cost of the user's life. It feels like the Peach of Immortality, hidden in plain sight. The world government wants it. Doflamingo wanted it. The legend says whoever controls immortality controls the heavens. In Journey to the West, the Peaches of Immortality belonged to the Queen Mother of the West. They were part of the natural cycle of heaven. Only the gods were allowed to eat them. When Wukong stole them, he didn't just commit theft, he broke the natural order. He disrupted the balance between mortality and divinity. In One Piece, the sea hates devil fruit users. Why? Because devil fruits are unnatural evolutions. They are power stolen from the natural order, just like the peaches were stolen from heaven. The sea rejects them because they go against nature, human desires turned into reality. Mother Nature drowns anyone who consumes that forbidden power. The peaches grew on a tree in heaven. The devil fruits grow on a tree somewhere in the world. Both are forbidden. Both grant power beyond human limits. Both come with a curse. The myth of the stolen peaches looks like the blueprint for the devil fruit system. The furnace, Impel Down. And this is where the story stops being symbolic. Here is the part most fans miss. After Wukong ate the peaches and drank the elixir of life, the Jade Emperor tried to kill him. They threw him into the 8 trigrams furnace and burned him for 49 days straight. The goal was to melt him into ash. He survived, and when he came out, his eyes had turned golden. He could see through illusions. He could see demons disguised as humans. The fire didn't kill him, it awakened him. Level 4 of Impel Down is called the Blazing Hell. Luffy was poisoned by Magellan, burned by the heat, and his body should have died. But he survived, and after that, he unlocks Red Hawk, a flaming punch he should not be able to use because rubber doesn't burn. The furnace was supposed to refine Wukong into an elixir. The gods wanted to extract his immortality. Instead, the fire tempered him. It made him immune to heat. In the myth, the furnace gave Wukong golden eyes that could see through disguises. In One Piece, the trauma of Impel Down awakened Luffy's haki, the power to sense the true intent of his enemies. The furnace didn't kill Wukong. Impel Down didn't kill Luffy. Both came out stronger, both came out with fire, and both came out ready to challenge the gods. The prison didn't break him, it sharpened him. The torture became training, the furnace became evolution. The monsters, the Gorosei. Oda hasn't confirmed this, but the resemblance is scary. Journey to the West has a corrupt heavenly court. The gods are tyrants. They hoard power, enslave the people below, and crush anyone who resists. The Gorosei aren't just old men. They are yokai, ancient monster lords. And Oda didn't pick random creatures. He pulled from the deepest, darkest parts of Japanese and Chinese demonology. Saint Saturn transforms into the Ushi Oni, the bull demon. In Japanese folklore, this monster spreads plague and poison. In Journey to the West, the Bull Demon King was Wukong's rival, a tyrant who enslaved villages. Saint Warkuri is the Fengshi, a two-headed boar from Chinese mythology that devoured people whole. In the ancient texts, the Fengshi had skin so thick that no weapon could pierce it. Arrows bounced off, swords shattered. In the recent manga chapters, Luffy punches Saint Warkuri in Gear 5 and his fist hurts. Luffy, who can punch through steel and stone, damages his own hand trying to hurt Warkuri. Oda gave him the Fengshi's impenetrable hide. The myth is written into his body. Saint Mars is the Itsumade, a Japanese bird yokai that appears during times of suffering and screams, "Until when? Until when?" It feeds on despair. In folklore, the Itsumade is born from the spirits of the neglected dead, the victims of plague, war, and genocide who were never given peace. The world government's history of erasing entire civilizations is what created this monster. These are not random. These are the monsters from the myths that represented tyranny, corruption, and the suffering of the people. The Gorosei are the heavenly court. And Luffy is Wukong, the rebel who will burn it all down. The headband, the straw hat. The golden fillet was a headband the monk Tripitaka, or Tarng Sarnzarng in Chinese, put on Wukong's head. Whenever Wukong disobeyed, the monk recited a sutra, and the headband would tighten, causing unbearable pain. It was a leash, a shackle, a reminder that even the Monkey King could be controlled. Wukong hated it. He tried to rip it off, but he couldn't. The journey to the west was his punishment, and the headband was his chain. Oda flipped it. The straw hat is a promise, not a punishment. It's a shackle of hope. This moment isn't just sentimental. It's an unbreakable bond, a vow that controls your fate. You cannot break it. I'll return this to you when I become a great pirate. That's not just a promise, that's a curse. A beautiful, hopeful curse that binds his entire journey. Luffy will take hits to protect the hat. He'll put it on Nami when she's broken. He'll leave it behind when the fight is too dangerous. The hat is his most precious possession, but it's also his burden. He can't be free until he fulfills the contract. The headband controlled Wukong through pain. Every time he rebelled, it tightened. The straw hat guides Luffy through love. Every time he looks at it, he remembers Shanks. He remembers the promise. He remembers why he's fighting. It's a shackle, yes, but it's one he chose. The headband was Wukong's prison. The straw hat is Luffy's wings. Same symbol, opposite meaning. That's how you deconstruct a myth. And if One Piece really is the final retelling of Journey to the West, then the ending may already be written. Subscribe, because in Part 2, we're decoding the final war.